Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday in the Morning Sprint. Olivia Roberts has an update on the infrastructure bill about to be voted on in the Senate. But first to Mark Peterson tracking the return of heat and haze.
Yeah, we want to make sure we're checking on those around us. First alert weather. It's going to be the four things you need to know. By the way, an umbrella would not be a bad idea today. The heat's starting to kick in today with upper 80s, 100 by Friday, hazy sunshine, but cooling next week. The excessive heat watch goes into effect tomorrow with temperatures, again, well into the 90s throughout our area. Again, we're going to be seeing mid-90s that are going to kick in and those triple digits potential.
News this morning, Twitter is suspending Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's account for 1 week following another violation of the platform's rules. Greene tweeted yesterday that the FDA, quote, should not approve the COVID vaccines. She also claimed the vaccines were failing and that they were ineffective at reducing the spread of the virus. In response, Twitter labeled the tweet as misleading and prevented Greene from tweeting for 1 week. People who work for the state of Washington are now required to get vaccinated for COVID-19. Governor Inslee's mandate applies to select state workers such as the Department of Corrections, State Patrol, and other agencies. It also applies to people employed by private health care and nursing homes. Employees affected by the mandate have until October 18th to be fully vaccinated. Kootenai Health is seeing a steep increase in its number of COVID-19 patients. Their numbers for the month of August are close to those of December 2020. That was when a major surge of COVID-19 patients exhausted hospital resources. This time around, the depletion of resources is happening faster and is more severe. Since the beginning of the latest surge, they say 97% of all COVID-19 patients in need of medical attention at Kootenai Health have not been vaccinated. The COVID-19 outbreak at the Spokane Veterans Home continues, and since the end of July, 12 veterans as well as 6 staff members have tested positive. One vet has died in the midst of their current outbreak. As of late July, only 43% of the staff at the Veterans Home have been vaccinated. Spokane County is seeing more new cases. Spokane Regional Health recorded 98 cases of COVID-19 and 111 hospitalizations. Over the weekend through Monday, Panhandle Health reported 232 new cases of COVID. 71 people are in the hospital. The last time Panhandle Health saw this many hospitalizations for COVID was at the end of November 2020.
Well, this morning, the Senate will hold its final vote on the $1.2 trillion infrastructure deal. Politically, it's a bipartisan victory, and for each state, it could mean up to billions of dollars in improvements. The White House's website breaks it down state by state with how much money each could get for everything from road and bridge work to public transportation, electric car chargers, and internet. Washington would receive $4.7 billion for highway restoration programs and $605 million for bridge replacement and repair over 5 years. The state would also get $1.8 billion over 5 years to improve public transportation. Here's the layout for Idaho. Over 5 years, the state would receive $2 billion for highway restoration and $225 million for bridge work. Nearly $200 million would go to improving public transportation across the state.
New this morning, a Jeffrey Epstein accuser has now filed a lawsuit against Britain's Prince Andrew in U.S. federal court. Virginia Roberts Giuffre says she was sexually assaulted by the Duke of York when she was 17 years old. In the lawsuit, she says the prince knew her age and that she was one of Epstein's sex trafficking victims. During an interview at the BBC in November, Prince Andrew said he and Giuffre never met, despite a photo showing them together. We have learned the 19-month-old girl who doctors say was a victim of child abuse has died. Her family has identified her as Azalea Rain Redhorse Jones. 19-year-old Mickey Brown is accused of assaulting her. His family claims Brown was trying to save the child. During the investigation, police say Mickey Brown, the boyfriend of the girl's mother, was watching Jones. He claims Jones had a seizure. Brown told police he ran to a family member's house with the little girl when he tripped and fell on top of her. However, the doctor taking care of Jones said her injuries indicate child abuse and she had head trauma, which was not an accident. Brown was in court charged with first-degree assault. The judge set bond at $1 million.